Hey everyone, it's Gimp. Haven't made a tutorial in a while, but we have a user request, so I thought I'd help her out and post this on the site. So let's get started. Today we're going to be making like a ball and stick diagram of a molecule. So, yeah. I'm going to hit 1 to go to front view and 5 to go to ortho view on the numpad, just so to get it to the view I like. And I'm going to right click the cube and delete it, because we're not going to need it. Shift A, and let's add a sphere for our nucleus. And I'm going to resize it by hitting S and 2 for twice as big. Alright. Now let's shift A and add another sphere. And this one I'm just going to hit G and X and 15. To move it on the x-axis, 15 units away. G grabs it, X keeps it on the x-axis. Okay, and I'm going to hit S to rescale it, and I'm going to make it 0.5 to make it small, because it's the electron. Okay, and now let's make it work. So Shift A, and armature, single bone, and I'm going to hit Z so we can see what we're doing here. Zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to rotate it by hitting R and 90. Cool. Now I'm going to hit Tab to go to edit mode. And we're going to need another armature, so Shift A. It creates another one. Let's select that one. And move it. So hit G and then X and 15. Cool. Now we want the bones facing each other so it doesn't, or so it can prevent any kind of distortion later on. We're rotating around, so rotate it -90 so it's pointing back, and let's go ahead and grab it and put it in the middle there. Just some little helpful hint to kind of move the screen around so you can reposition it. You're going to hold shift and click with your mouse wheel, so it's a nice little helpful hint there. Okay, and let's go over here and go to pose mode. Now what this does, it just lets you move each armature individually. So you hit R, rotate it, select this one, R, rotate it, whatever, and it doesn't affect anything over here. So I'm gonna start out with our nucleus bone, and I'm gonna select it, come over here to our control panel, and hit bone constraint. Add constraint, and I'm going to limit location. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it for the tutorial. And what this is going to do is it's not going to let you move it out of that position, so you're stuck. And let's add another constraint. Let's do inverse kinematics, so that these bones interact with each other. And target is armature, and we're just going to select our second bone, which is bone 0.1 or 0.001. Now deselect target and select target, because we want to do face each other. So now let's select our second bone here, add constraint. This time we're going to select limit distance, because we don't want the electron to go flying off way out here, so we want it to where no matter where you move your mouse, it's only going to go like 15 units away. So target, armature, and select bone, so it's the center bone here, and distance we'll just do 15. Cool. And let's do one more. Add constraint, inverse kinematics, so it interacts. Target is going to be armature and bone. Deselect target, select rotation. Now let's test it. So make sure this bone's selected, hit G and rotate it. Nice. It's always pointing at the center there, and move it away. Cool. It stops when it hits 15 units. So that works. Now let's right click so that it goes back to where it belongs. Cool. So that's done. Pose mode, let's go to object mode. What we're going to do is we're going to select our electron sphere out here. Hold shift and right click our bone object. We're going to hit Control P to parent it, and we want to select with automatic weights. Now what this does is it makes our electron out here controlled by the bones, but since it's closest to this one, to this bone, and this bone over here is too far away, only this bone is going to affect it. So if you select this bone and go to pose mode real quick and hit G, this little sphere goes with it. Alright, now let's go back to object mode. We want to add our stick now. So Shift A, go to mesh, add our cylinder. Now let's rotate it with R90 and scale it down S, so that way it can actually fit inside our electron like that. And you can scale it by hitting S and on the X-axis to go like this, but that's a pain. So what we're going to do is hit Tab to go to edit mode, and we're going to hit A to deselect all. Then we're going to hit B to bring up our box select mode. And what you do is just click and drag and select our vertices on this side only. So we can grab our little X-axis arrow and drag it across. There we go. And hit Tab so it's object mode. And let's look at it. Hit Z. So there. Cool. So now we've got the stick connecting both balls or molecules. Hit 1 for front view to go back to where it was. Hit Z for wireframe. Alright, now we need to have it to where the cylinder resizes with the distance. So what we're going to do is select our cylinder, hold Shift, select our bone, and we're going to Control P to parent it and select with automatic weights, and we should be good. Let's go ahead and select our bone, go to pose mode, and let's see what happens. Cool. There we go. Now it resizes with the bone, can't go past 15 units, and rotation is good, so there's no distortion in our stick. Well, there you go. I hope you learned something. It's not too hard. Kind of makes sense, I guess. Well, have fun with that, and happy blending.